Okay.
All right, so we're broadcasting for the third freaking time. Is Matt always going to be the one who shows up last? Because that's what it looks like now. All right.
What color am I making the pony's eyes?
What color are your eyes, Stephanie?
Or what color eyes you want?
Blue's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, now let's hope that this thing lasts long enough that we can at least get we can get more done. Okay, so when we left off, you guys were talking about MMOs.
Yeah.
I think we left, and it was with World of Warcraft. We even went free to play, but it's like up to level 20. Although I think I can remember at one point it was like up to level 10.
Yeah. That was a while ago, but I remember when I tried it, it was up to level 20. Like 10 years ago.
What exactly were you playing as?
What
were you playing as?
I started as a paladin tank, and then I went to Death Knight, and then Hunter, and then I just started healing all the time because I hated tanking because people were dumb. I would just get angry, so I stopped. Healing was fun.
I think I tried to give World of Warcraft a shot for a while, and then I think it was playing like an undead rogue.
Nice.
But I kind of got bored.
You got bored being sneaky and stabbing people. Oh my.
I don't know. It just like there's a reason I don't really play MMOs, and that's just because they're not really good at holding my attention.
Well, maybe you shouldn't play rogue.
Yeah. Especially in the low levels, it's really long because you don't have a lot of stuff that you can do.
I started as an undead warrior, and then I thought, okay, maybe I should try something else. And I tried playing a hunter, and an orc hunter, and finally got a pet and all. I thought that was cool, but I kept getting annoyed that the pet was just trying to take all the glory away from me and like do everything and leave me with nothing to do. And then I thought, wait a minute, that's why you're supposed to like playing a hunter.
To not do anything, yeah, basically.
Yeah, then, like you're supposed to be long range while your pet goes in and kills things, but I just found that annoying. It's like,
really?
no, but I like sort of rushing in and kicking the crap out of things. That's like fun. And then I played the druid for a little bit, and it was alright for a little bit, and then I don't know, kind of got bored with that, so I just made a Tauren warrior. Yeah, and but I got back to playing the Undead Warrior for a while, and then I got to level 60, so I could make a Death Knight, and I played that for a bit, but I didn't like it very much. So I got back to playing the warrior because like it's my favorite thing.
Did you tank as a Dead Knight or just DPS?
Oh, I didn't do any socializing. I just tried solo questing because I'm scared of people.
I'm a dungeon person. Like it's dungeons or nothing. I hate playing alone.
Well, I like doing instances, but like not full-on raids where there would be people who yell at me for like minus 150 DKP for not knowing what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through that.
You get up to level 60 solo questing.
Yeah. I did a lot of solo questing. It was my favorite thing.
No, I mean, like, it's just like, just the thing I understand about World of Warcraft is that it's not a game where you can really, or like I mean, okay, you can get their solo questing, but it's a lot more. It's more of a time sink.
I mean, what's the point of playing a game? It's a time sink. That's the point of games.
Okay,
I just happen to really like walking around a cursed forest and killing giant spiders and traveling to different places and getting to know all the NPCs and doing quests for them and getting orcs more mage weave than they know what to do with. It was great.
Don't you have to grind more when you solo?
Hmm?
Don't you have to grind more when you're soloing?
To me, it's just like taking a walk somewhere that looks nice, and then you just kill, I don't know, a bunch of birds, whatever plane striders, and you bring their talents to some guy who asked for them, and you get a dialogue bit, and it's interesting. And if you run out of stuff to do in one area, you travel to a different area, and you get to know all the NPCs there until you're best friends with everyone. Yay! That's my kind of gaming. Avoiding people. Now the question is, why the hell was I on a PvP server? Well, because before I started playing, it was a friend who got me into it. And I thought I wanted to be on the same server as them, but yeah, we didn't interact all that much. I was just annoyed that occasionally some alliance person would come in and start, actually playing like you're supposed to, and I'd be like, oh, come on. If you kill me, then I'll have to respawn at that graveyard and get all the way back here and continue the quest I was on. Just go away. I wasn't interested in that stuff.
I love PvP, but only like before Cataclysm or during Cataclysm was fun too. I liked grinding that armor, that PvP armor.
I wasn't interested in that stuff. There was so many interesting characters that were put there. I just want to get to know all of them. Well,
you actually want to get to know people.
No, I want to get to know NPCs.
The difference.
People.
Well,
they're not real.
People are stupid in games. Well, the typical 13-year-old who just got a headset and can't wait to call everyone nice names. Those people are stupid. Also, I run out of things to say in a conversation. But NPCs already say everything for you. It's amazing. Like, you don't have to talk throughout the whole thing, and yet you communicate without talking. If that's not progress, I don't know what is.
You really are a Russian bot.
Don't discriminate. What color am I making the shield on the pony? Her butt tattoo.
I don't know, what would look good?
Something bluish, something greenish, I would say. Looking at the overall color scheme.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Actually, there's something I want to know about when it comes to like digital coloring.
Yeah.
One thing I've seen people criticize digital coloring for is that they sort of have pastel textures, sort of. Is there kind of a way you can just sort of make it look like it does, like it has a different texture?
Well, you can, but like, what's your purpose for that? There are different textured brushes and so on. I don't know. You can adjust the colors after that, which is kind of the primary function of Photoshop. You can just try and learn to color in a way that would help you avoid some mistakes. Like, I don't know, if you're making, say with skin, uh, like here, I'm having white highlights because it's a pony and not a human. On a human, you wouldn't really have any white on the skin because that just kind of makes it look wrong. They look not just pale, but sort of very washed out a lot of the time. They like work with darker tones and it tends to look better. So just kind of things like that. If you know what you're trying to avoid, you can sort of think ahead and either prevent it in a way you're painting or just adjust the final results so it's the way you like.
Yeah, I think there was like one comic I was reading like back in the day was it was like Rick Remender's first run on Uncanny X-Force, and he had a guy doing the coloring on that, a guy named Dean White.
Hmm.
The way he colored it almost looked like it was painted. Let me see if I can pull
Well,
up.
there's different ways to do that. I mean,
Let me see if
there's actually digital brushes in Photoshop that try to emulate actual paint.
Really?
Well, yeah, but you know, if you can really visualize the result you're going for, you can just select the right kind of colors as you're painting. Yeah, there's a million ways of doing it. There's like no real right or wrong there.
Yeah.
It's, you just have to know what you want.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I actually found a panel from that. I'm going to screen share for a moment. All right. So here we go. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like it kind of seems like it's painted, doesn't it?
Oh, this guy's been using like textured brushes, I guess.
I don't know, but I saw that the inking was responsible for a lot of that.
Hmm. I know. I use like a watercolor brush on.
So if you're just going with like the default default brush tool in like Photoshop, it's just gonna look like it's pastels.
Not necessarily. I mean, if you paint with really vivid colors, it won't. If you're being careful, it will look like pastels. I mean, the way I'm painting now, it looks like pastels, but I'm not trying to avoid that because I'm thinking of adding outlines later on. Well, a quote comes to mind from a famous designer, and it's inappropriate but funny.
Most of them are.
I don't know. Have you been paying attention to this show? Like how many things have been said on here that are wildly inappropriate?
I would not like kids.
Well,
much.
The quote is everyone jerks off the way they like to. So you can take any approach to doing anything just because it's comfortable for you. The result can be very different, even if you're taking the same approach as someone else. So just do whatever feels comfortable. And if you know what you want, you'll arrive there. Like, you could do it by selecting certain colors as you paint and just being aware of the fact that, say, if you have a lot of reds, then if you have a gray around it will look green, but it's not. Just optical things like that. You could try to be aware of that. You could just color adjust the final results. You could layer filters over things. You could do like layer effects. There's a billion things you could do, and like it's all down to preference.
Mhm.
And also the stuff that's available to you in your program. That's also different.
By the way, Matt, I just fired a shot across Althea's bow.
Oh boy.
Apparently, Althea is a beagle person.
Well, it's a combination between she likes cats and dogs.
I don't know. Kind of would. I thought it would. I kind of actually thought it would have made a nice contrast if Althea was more of a dog person. I mean, Gallatin's a German Shepherd half the time, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, that's more of his personal preference. But she likes small dogs.
Yeah, Stephanie, it looks like you're kind of going for a bit more, like the way you're coloring is a bit smoother.
Yeah, kind of like a paint style.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more like cell shading.
Yeah, true. True. I don't know, I like this better. I like the fact that the colors are blended. It just bothers me when they aren't. I don't know. Oh, my back is killing me. I'm gonna go take a Tylenol or two.
Back is killing you. I think that's something you go to a masseuse for.
Yeah. Or a massage therapist, because isn't a masseuse someone who also helps you with other needs?
They're different.
Depends on how reputable the place is, Emma.
Yep.
I'm okay at the risk of me looking stupid again. There's a difference between being a masseuse and a massage therapist?
Yes. At least in French or in Quebec, when we say masseuse, we mean like someone who helps you with more personal needs.
Yeah, because when I
Or
look it up,
helps himself.
when I'm looking it up, it says the definition is a woman who provides massage professionally.
Well,
Okay,
that's
so
what
that's
they
what it is.
claim.
Well, that's the legal definition.
Okay, now I get it. I get it now. And
Yep.
boy, do I look stupid again.
Oh, that's all right.
It kind of makes me feel better. It kind of makes me feel a little bit better that I did not write Maeve to be good at school.
Okay.
Yeah, the way I wrote her is that she's terrible. She's kind of terrible at school all around. Like she has to struggle just to get C. Yeah, like she's only really got one class she's actually kind of good at, and that's one she didn't even think she was gonna like. Like it's a computer programming class, and she signed up for it just because she thought she could just breeze through it playing computer games. I said she's not good at school.
And then she finds out she's good at something.
Yeah. Althea, on the other hand, she was on the honor roll, wasn't she?
No, she was more of a proud child, and was smart enough to keep her grades at levels he can control.
Okay, so not straight A's.
No. It's enough to frustrate her teachers.
So she purposely shot for like what, C's?
Yep. She was a rebel at the time, and that was her way of acting out. She didn't want to do drugs. She was too straight edge for that kind of stuff. So making it being a problem for her teachers was the way to go for her.
And the last thing you want to be is a problem child for a bunch of nuns.
Well, they're not
the
allowed to
movie
hit.
Problem Child.
Hey, do not fuck around with nuns. Just like,
Is that a Warhammer reference? Nuns with guns and all that?
no, it's just well, I do have to imagine that. Okay, now I have to
I think that's
imagine
a film genre.
No. It's just like now I'm kind of imagining a whole school run by Sisters of Battle.
Oh, nice. I want to go there.
Oh god, that's actually gotta be hellish.
Do you practice burning heretics?
No, like, let me put it this way: a really popular stereotype with a nun is like she will whack problem kids with a ruler.
That doesn't sound very extreme, to be honest.
It's
My
a popular,
grandmother would probably do worse.
like I said, it's a popular stereotype. Now, you take that and apply it to like a Sister of Battle. Not going to use a ruler, for one.
In
Maybe John had-
pre-Soviet Russia, they used spoons. And also made kids kneel on dried peas, I think. So that's a bit more hardcore than being smacked with a ruler, I would say.
Well, here in America, they've outlawed all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Like, okay, schools can't do corporal punishment on kids anymore, but I think parents still can.
Well, aren't kids just getting bullied everywhere? So teachers can't really hit kids, but they can ignore certain things.
So are you trying to say that the teachers are now working with the bullies?
Well, it kind of seems that way, going off, movies that are obviously very accurate.
Oh, yeah. Super accurate.
How
Just
did,
ask Brett.
how did teachers discipline out in Quebec?
Mm. They're pretty nice, actually.
Really?
I haven't been to school in a long time. But I don't remember teachers being a-holes. Honestly, sometimes we would watch movies instead of learning. And I remember my first class in university, we watched a movie on the psychology of Batman and why he's such a good detective and all that stuff. It was awesome.
Wait, someone actually made a documentary on the psychology of Batman?
Mm-hmm. It was very interesting.
I don't know. It's just like the thing with trying to analyze superheroes. It just seems like, okay. First of all, I will admit I don't know shit. I barely know anything when it comes to psychology, so I am not speaking like I'm an expert. Okay. It just seems like you're trying to understand something that's in the psychology of someone who's not a real person. It's like,
how dare you?
Yeah, but still, you can analyze their actions anyways, even though they're not real, their actions still exist because,
yes, but it's like
Exactly.
supposedly Batman only needs a couple hours of sleep a day.
Well, that's bullshit.
Well, Brett, I hate to say this, but there's a book on the physics of superheroes.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I'm not surprised there is.
It's basically about
Until-
how their powers can relate to physics,
Hmm.
such
Yeah.
as with electricity. It tends to open up some more unique powers, such as telepathy.
Wow.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just like it might just be me, but it's just like I never saw comic books as something you were supposed to analyze that deeply.
I'm still offended on Batman's behalf here. Not
So,
person.
the-
What do you know?
but personally, how does that make you feel?
I'm not really sure.
Well, the director of the second Star Trek movie wrote a novel on Sigmund Freud and Sherlock Holmes going on an adventure together. And
Oh.
while doing so, Freud analyzes Holmes and helps cure him of his cocaine addiction.
Well, that's gonna be fun.
By the way, turns out that the cocaine addiction is all because his mother had an affair.
Well,
I'm sorry, what?
Well, it's Freud. That's what he does.
Yep. If you like cigars, it's obviously because you want to put penises in your mouth.
Everything was a phallic object with that guy.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah. Maybe he was just trying to come out of the closet, but he was too scared, so he laid out subtle hints.
You want something subtle? His nephew Edward Bernays. He basically used that same kind of subtle manipulation to get women smoking.
Wow.
Mm.
That's what. Yeah, he basically sold cigarettes to women as a phallic object.
Okay. If you put this in your mouth, you'll get rained on by penises, I swear.
It was supposed to be like it was supposed to be women's liberating for women or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
You can do the same thing as
smoke
guys
cigarettes
do.
and you'll get pregnant.
We can do it too.
Just like all these fancy men in suits, you too can put something that symbolizes a dick into your mouth.
I'm gonna have to. It is amazing, like how I keep trying to maintain this cute and wholesome image for Changeling, and look at the conversations we have.
As long as you're not writing a script based on this, I think we're fine.
Why would I?
Look,
I don't
changing is
know.
only 1/3 of the Mythoverse, so I think we could get away with a whole lot.
Well, we're gonna have Adobe talk about how she doesn't like guys and well, yeah, and Althea's bi for one.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm gonna make a big deal of it, unlike some other comic writers.
Yeah. Or,
Yeah.
as long as you don't go into Ellen Page territory, you're good.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Althea's hairline seems to be receding sometimes.
Oh my god. Oh, man. That is so-
Did you watch The Umbrella Academy?
I read the book.
Someone's been watching it.
Because she's in there, and basically her character is just herself, so she's like a useless lesbian, and it's fucking hilarious. Like she's the only girl in the show that doesn't have any powers, and
Wow.
she also dresses like a lesbian, and then she dances like one too, and it was hilarious.
Wait a tick. Wait, I think I know who this character is supposed to be because there was a girl like that in the comic. She
Really?
was, yeah, there was a girl like that in the comic. Like she was like the one member of the family that did not have powers, and then somehow she got them, but she wasn't gay.
Oh,
Actually, it never made mention of her sexuality one way or the other.
Well,
She-
Ellen Page definitely made her gay by the way she dressed.
How do you dress like a lesbian?
Hmm?
Most
How do you dress
popular,
like a lesbian?
the most popular one is flannel and jeans.
Exactly what she was wearing the whole show. And also like unkept hairstyles. Like
Or really
messy
short-
buns.
Or really
just-
butch ones.
Yeah.
Some people are just lazy.
Yeah, true. I am that way, but
And silent.
Dead silence. Well, I
So,
guess it's because
I was going to say though, for being a lesbian though, Adobe actually still kind of dresses men, or more gender neutral, I guess is correct.
yeah.
well, I think that's what makes I gets people fooled with her is that she doesn't look like this a stereotype of a lesbian.
No. I mean, fuck. I mean, Regina's bisexual, and like Rags hasn't deigned to speak of it even once.
Mm-hmm.
Although, so addendum, it hasn't deigned to speak of it once so far.
Well, technically, they've been hinting at it strongly.
How many readers heavily assume it? The ones that hope Regina never finds pants.
Yeah, I think like, crap. I think there's like one issue where where it kind of flashes back to her girlfriend from the Marines.
And she gets shot.
Oh no. The dead lesbian stereotype.
And now Brett's connections died.
No, it hasn't.
Oh, I thought from the dead silence. You just went away again.
You can't. How can you? You can't tell if it's always dead sound just because I don't say anything. But yeah, it's actually kind of interesting to me because like you got Adobe who is gay, Althea is bi, Maeve is actually the only one who's actually straight.
Yeah, but one of the biggest smoke screens for Althea's sexuality is that she prefers men. I just want to get away from that stereotype now that if a woman's bi, she's really more into women.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to explain that to me. Like, so, okay, so what the stereotype is if a woman's bisexual, she's really just a closet lesbian.
In a way, you see that with Heck Slash with Cassie Heck.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
Yep.
Actually, I
And then
think took it to mean she was just gay.
she's listed as bisexual,
Yeah.
but more into women.
I don't know.
And then there's
Personally,
a bunch of
for the record, I think I kind of preferred it when she was just asexual, and that actually, if you ask me, that fit her character a lot more just because she was just so damaged. I mean, just as a person, like you just saw like how hard it was for her to form relationships with people. So if she doesn't want to be that intimate with most people, it would have made sense for her to be asexual.
yes, but that
Sounds
doesn't
like
really
you're
push
talking
them.
about me now.
Did Ginger and Matt say the same thing?
Hmm.
No, I just said that it's not. it's not something you could make you could profit off of the social message.
So what? So what? Aces got to get the shaft.
Well,
Apparently so.
apparently the like some of the LGBTQ plus community doesn't like them very much.
Why would anyone? Why would I don't get that. I mean, like, why would you dislike aces? They're not a threat to anybody.
I don't know. Well, I've heard some people complaining about how they were treated. I don't know what actually happened.
Stephanie, do you have a take on that?
The what? Why they don't like who?
No, Stud. Well, Ginger just said like there are some members of the LGBTQ plus the community that don't like aces.
Aces? What the heck is an ace?
Asexual.
Asexuals.
Oh, I never heard of that.
It seems like the general way communication goes is that, oh, so you're asexual, are you a plant, are you an alien, sex makes us human, go screw yourself. Something
Wow.
like that, I don't know. I don't talk to people much, I don't know these things. I've heard some people complain, but...
The only reason I'm asking
I think
Stephanie-
that's
I'm only asking Stephanie to see if she can like at least kind of get an idea. Because like you're all about analyzing the psychology behind crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
if you got any, I'm just trying to see if you can even like come up with an idea or something.
To be quite honest with you, I don't think asexuality is asexuality. It's just a mental blockage, like a fear. Just like all of the million.
Well...
I mean, if you're afraid of being intimate with someone, it's it's a mental blockage, and I used to have that, so I don't know.
They're not all afraid, so it's mostly that you don't get a desire to have sex with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say, for example, porn does absolutely nothing for you. Like, you don't get any desire to do anything. You, say, meet someone who's really hot, it doesn't register to you that they're super hot, but you may kind of guess from their appearance that they're good looking, but it doesn't give you an urge to do anything. I mean, some people are like damaged and sex repulsed and have a history, but not everyone. And there's also the gray area, say the demisexuals, like myself actually, in which, well, you don't get the desire to do anything unless you have you formed the emotional bond with the person.
Yeah.
Like you know, they're really more than just a person who you're with. That it's like you reach that level where you kind of get the desire to do more. But say, you know how people like asking themselves each other like, oh, which actor would you love to sleep with? It's like when someone asks me that, it's like, I don't want to sleep with them. I don't know where they've been. It just sounds kind of gross. Like,
well.
I don't know.
That's-
I don't care.
Well, with most of them, that's a safe bet,
Hmm.
especially Charlie Sheen.
Okay.
Well, you'll know what you'll get for Charlie Sheen, but it's not
Oh
something
god,
you like.
oh man, you're probably right about that.
Hmm.
You didn't. But yeah, it's just like this is just something I still don't get though. It's like just because a woman's bisexual means she's a secret lesbian. It's
You know, the funny thing is, I've actually dated some bisexuals, and they're not. They've said that they are not very welcomed in the LGBT community because it's all about because of the whole. They're attracted to both genders, but a lot of them wants the community to just pick one.
Mm.
It's that one. It's take a side. We're at war, kind of deal.
Yeah,
That
like
just
you
sounds
can't
like no
love
one's welcome.
both men. Yeah, exactly. As if she can't like love men. Like I don't know. The thing that's the stereotype that lesbians hate men is just so freaking dumb.
I think that if you get like intersectional feminists and so on or whatever, they will, I don't know, award you points if you're in a underrepresented group or whatever. But
Hmm.
stay with bisexuals, I think they'll give them fewer favor points because they sort of have the option to appear as a kind of heteronormative person.
Mm.
Like they could go out with the gender society expects you to go out with, and so you're not as oppressed as someone who doesn't have that perceived choice, even though I mean, it isn't much of a choice if you like meet someone you really like who happens to be, say, not what the society wants you to be with, but you're bisexual. It's like I don't know. I don't know. It's intersectionality. I think it's kind of that abyss. If you stare into it for long enough, it starts staring inside you.
And
Hello, darkness.
it's
Hello,
just a
darkness,
bunch,
my old friend.
Mm.
it's just a bunch. It's just a bunch of crazy.
Well, some people actually think they're saving the world. I'm not convinced, but
Yeah, well, kind of goes back to that one Gintama. I'm gonna gift that Matt likes to spam. Matt knows what I'm talking about.
Which one is it again?
The one where Elizabeth is hitting a guy over the head with a placard that says "We mean
Oh,
you no
yes.
harm."
I mean, it's a lot, especially with how a lot of activists act these days.
well, they kind of tend to really act within their own little community, and within it, they kind of tell each other that they do important things, and I think a lot of them really believe that they are, and they don't understand why the world is so hateful towards them and the important stuff that they're doing. So yeah, but they kind of left that happy little world every once in a while, and they noticed what's actually happening. They'd probably feel a bit different about the whole thing. But that's
Yep.
not fun. Then you don't feel like a hero. At least that's what it looks like to me.
No, Adobe responded to the kitty thread.
Oh boy.
I like sharks.
Well,
Yeah,
German shepherds
sharks
are
too.
called. Well, German shepherds are called land sharks.
I think Ginger said Sphinx cats are sharks.
Maybe as a joke, because my jokes tend to be lame and confusing. Zeno can tell you that. They like water, and people are scared of them. So some people are scared of them. So I guess in that way they're sharks. I don't know. I think it could have been. I think that you said, and then I said yeah. And now I said Sphinx cats are sharks. Because I don't recall saying that, but maybe there was a conversation that led to it.
Yeah, I think I might have actually forgotten where that came from. It's like I don't know. I'm just staring at this thing I'm just staring at a GIF of this thing, and it's like all this wrinkles and stuff. How is this cute?
It's adorable. You just need a different attitude. Look at its cute little wrinkles. Look how it looks like a little monster that came from the abyss. Look at it. It's using its paws like hands. It has little claws. Oh, it looks like it wants to snatch your soul away. How adorable.
By that logic, Ginger, naked mole rats are cute.
I don't know. I mean, sphinxes are cats. Cats are like cute by definition.
Have you ever
I
seen
like
a
that.
naked
That was
mole
very
rat?
thoughtful. Yes. I'm an artist. I have to look up all sorts of crap for reference, especially the weird-looking stuff.
I actually want to look up something weird. There's apparently a fish that has human teeth.
Ew.
That sounds funny.
Yeah, there is. There's. Oh boy, I remember seeing a stream where what they did was they would look at the weirdest things from the ocean, and that was one of them.
Yeah, a fish with human teeth. I'm not talking, and I don't mean like it's just like it has actual teeth that look like it came from a person. Like, that's freaky. Actually, what's also pretty freaky is this one spider, from China, I think. Its abdomen is kind of flat at the end,
Alright.
and it will plug its burrow up like a cork when it comes to flooding.
That's so funny.
I will not Google this.
You are going to Google that spider, Stephanie?
No, I said I will not.
Why not? That sounds funny.
I am always one of those people where, like, with spiders, it's like, they stay out of my house, so just they keep in their own space out in the wild. Okay, fine. I have no problem with them. It sets foot in my house, that fucker gets stomped.
Yeah, I think Xeno wants them all murdered.
You know, for some reason, I imagine that Xeno desperately wants a pet tarantula, but you won't let him have it.
Don't tell him, but it could be the other way around.
Really?
Well, no. I got over the whole pet tarantula thing when I was like 14.
They're actually pretty cute. I don't mind big spiders, but the small ones are disgusting. But my friend had a tarantula, and it was the cutest thing.
Yeah, well, I think that's not for Xeno's ears, so if he's listening...
Which he probably is.
Yeah, but I think tarantulas are pretty cute. They're all fluffy and stuff. Like that. Well, I like the good-natured one, like the chili rose tarantula and so on. There's a really pretty one that's really terrifying. There's a blue one that has like tinselly sort of fur. And it attacks everything you lower food to it on tweezers. It attacks the tweezers. It's just really, really angry. But beautiful.
Dustquill says nothing can top the adorableness of a giant marine isopod or sand spider.
Sand spider. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's I don't think it's that cute, but I probably need to look it up. Someone look it up and share it.
I'll look it up. Fine then, I will.
There we go.
Marine isopod. Wait, for sale? You can actually have these as pets? No way.
Marine isopod, is that the one that lives in water and, sort of creates itself a little...
I don't know what this says, but I don't believe that this is about... He says it's a roly-poly. This thing looks like a crustacean.